I'm Preston.
I'm Brandon.
And I'll start with the menu for the week. Today's breakfast was the Long John. Today's lunch being pizza, green beans, fruit, and veggie bar with a cookie. Monday's breakfast is the Bosco stick with no lunch being served because of a 12 o'clock dismissal. Tuesday, there's a breakfast sandwich with pulled pork, small fries, fruit, and veggie bar. And Wednesday, there's donuts with dads and cheeseburger, french fries, fruit, and veggie bar. General news, if you're someone you know is struggling or in crisis, help is available. Call or text 988 or chat to 988lifeline.org. Reach the 988 Suicide and Crisis Lifeline. High school news, there'll be a Bobcat Blue off for the boys basketball game today. And there are sign-up sheets in the office for the Sweetheart Dance.
A friendly reminder for any school events, sporting events, concerts, etc. Please follow your Summerlin Bobcat spectator responsibilities. Daily quote, "It does not do well to dwell on dreams and forget to live." Albus Dumbledore. Elementary, please remember to read your Summerlin Bobcat spectator responsibilities. Live stream links for NBC basketball at Elkhorn Valley today can be found in the announcements. And the links for the game on the 4th can also be found in the announcements.
On sports for this week, going into next week, today, Friday, February 3rd, there's NBC basketball semifinals at Elkhorn Valley. Boys, Summerlin versus EV, and District girls wrestling at Madison with the Wayne State College Honor Choir. Saturday, February 4th, the NBC finals and consolation games at Niobrara. District girls wrestling finals at Madison and speech at West Holt. With State and Junior High and Choir Festival, boys wrestling invite at Wakefield. There's no live stream link for that. Monday, February 6th, 12 o'clock dismissal. Wednesday, there's donuts with dads in the morning and afternoon. Thursday, high school basketball at Summerlin versus EPBJ. JV girls and boys at 4:30 with varsity girls starting at 6 and boys at 7:30. Friday, February 10th, high school basketball at Lutheran Northeast. 4:30 JV girls and boys. 4 8-minute quarters. The girls are in the main gym and boys are in the back gym. And girls varsity at 6 and boys at 7:30 with boys wrestling districts at Pender. Saturday, February 11th, boys wrestling districts at Pender, speech at Wausau, and girls basketball tourney at O'Neill, and the Sweetheart Dance at 8:30.
For Monday, February 13th, we have KTCH Quiz Bowl. That will be streamed on one of their websites. For Tuesday, February 14th, we have girls basketball sub-districts. Wednesday, February 15th, there's no school due to our speech team being here for NBC, and there will be a school board meeting at 6:30 that day as well.
That's it for today's podcast. Make sure to stay tuned for Barrett's Sports Segment with Mr. Kotzer and Jaquan's Thing with Trevor and Dylan.
Hello, Summerlin. I'm Barrett with the Summerlin Bobcat Sports Segment. Today, we got 4 segments lined up. We're going to get right into them, starting with Weekly Review. This is Weekly Review, and of course, last episode we had Kelton on. That video literally ended up getting corrupted. I have such bad luck with it. So, the ending of it didn't get posted on YouTube. So, I have no clue who everybody picked, but we'll go through the scores just so you end up finding out what happened with everybody. So, number 7, Virginia beat Boston College 76-57. Here's another upset, which is literally happens every night in college basketball. West Virginia beat number 15 Auburn 80-77. Creighton upsets number 13 Xavier 84-67. Again, upset. Here's a huge one. Blowout upset. Oklahoma over number 2 Alabama 93-69. Not even close. 24 points. I don't know what's happening with college basketball, honestly. 17 Baylor beat Arkansas 67-64. Number 4 Tennessee ends up beating number 10 Texas 82-71. Duke, big dub finally. They beat Georgia Tech 86-43. It was disgusting. Great game from us finally. Maryland, they beat Nebraska. Not a Nebraska fan of basketball, so I mean I have this on, but it's Nebraska basketball, so I just don't care. 82-63 was final score. Number 1 Purdue beat Michigan State 77-61. That makes sense. So I wish I could tell you what Christian went on these picks and what I went on these picks, but I can't because, I can tell you I was for sure want to know with the Duke game. That's all I can say. Oh, he picked Creighton, so, we both got one right at least. NBA, the Sixers beat the Nuggets 126-119. The Nets beat the Knicks 122-115. The Rockets beat the Pistons 177-114. The Bulls beat the Magic 128-109. The Clippers hang on to beat the Hawks 120-113. Timberwolves, they don't let the Kings light that lamp. 117-110, they win that one. Wizards beat the Pelicans 113-103. The Suns beat the Spurs 128-118. The Celtics beat the Lakers 125-121. That game, there was so many controversial calls. Of course, everybody's seen the clip with LeBron going up for the layup. He gets smacked. He flails around and wants to call, which probably should have been a foul, but I mean, went into overtime. What's his name? Pat Bev, I think he went over and got the camera and showed the ref. That was hilarious. So kind of just a weird game, but they didn't make the call. LeBron got super mad. Pat Bev got a tech. And the Celtics win it, I believe, in overtime, I think. Jazz beat the Mavs 108-100. Raptors beat the Trailblazers 123-105. The Hornets beat the Heat 122-117. The Grizzlies beat the Pacers 112-100. Cavs beat the Clippers 122-99. Bucks beat the Pelicans 135-110. So again, wish I had the picks on these, but I don't. So we're gonna end weekly. Oh no! Okay, I forgot one thing. One random piece of news here on Weekly Review. Tom Brady retires. Just heard today. He obviously he's retired once, but then he unretired. He says it's for good this time. He was actually crying in his retirement video on Instagram. So I mean, I guess have a good retirement, GOAT. We'll move on to the next segment, and that is Milestone Marker. Welcome to Milestone Marker. We haven't done this one in a while. I believe last time we did it was with Trey Palmer, I think, with his, I don't think he ended up getting hardly any of those milestones, though. But this one's about Stephen Curry. As you can see behind me, Steph Curry's all over. So he broke the Golden State all-time field goal leader in franchise history. That was previously set by Wilt Chamberlain. He passed it on Monday against the Oklahoma City Thunder. He scored 38 points. And of course, I mean, out of all the records he's broken, I'm sure this isn't probably the highest one on his list, right? The all-time three-point record's up there. But Steph finally beat, as anybody knows, legend Wilt Chamberlain, probably one of the best centers to ever play, one of the probably top five, probably I'd actually say top three to ever be in Golden State. He'd actually probably number two because I'm going to give Steph number one. But yeah, he finally got that milestone. Obviously, he's got other ones like the three-point record. He's got Warriors leader for field goals, points, rebounds, assists, steals. I think minutes too. I think he has the most minutes in Golden State. I'm not for sure on that one though. So lots of milestones and records for Steph. So this has just been a quick little milestone marker, and we're going to move on to our third segment of the day, which is Watching You. Welcome to Watching You. This one is dedicated to probably the best Duke player on the team this year. His name, Kyle Filipowski. And we're just going to kind of go over a little last 5 games for him. He's been on a hot streak. In the last 5 games, he's averaging 22 points per game, 12 boards a game, 1.5 assists a game, 1.2 blocks a game, 1.2 steals, and he's shooting close to 51% from the field. And I believe his three-point percentage is close to 45 in these last 5 games. So he's been playing outstanding, especially even though 2 of the last 3 games have been losses for Duke. He's really stepped up and kind of been that scorer. He's had 31 game, 26. He's had 4 double-doubles, I think, in the last 5. So he's played great. On the whole season here, just to give you a little perspective of the last 5 compared to the whole season, he's averaging pretty close to 16 points per game, 9.5 rebounds, 1.5 assists, pretty close to a block a game, 1.2 steals a game, and 44% from the field. And I think his three-point percentage is down around 29, so he's really stepped that up as well. So this has been Watching You, talking about Kyle Filipowski. We're going to move on to our last segment of the day, which is Game Time, and head coach Brett Kotzer. He's back on the show, and of course you all know why, Duke vs. Carolina this weekend. Welcome to Game Time, and today we have head coach Brett Kotzer on to make some picks here. NBA and college basketball, you ready to go?
Let's get after it.
Okay, we're going to start in the NBA with the Mavs playing the Warriors.
I'm going to go Luka. Luka all the way, going to take the Warriors down.
Steph all the way, going to take the Mavs down.
That's a good pick, but Luka's been playing really well.
Yeah, Steph has broke the all-time Warriors leading field goal maker.
Okay.
So
that might not be a very good pick there.
Wizards playing the Nets.
Honestly, Nets seem like a good choice here, but the Wizards are kind of up and coming. I like another road team here.
This one's tough because obviously if the Nets had KD and he wasn't injured,
That's true.
then I'd pick the Nets. The Nets just with Kyrie then and nothing else on their team anymore. The Wizards, I don't even know who they have. Bradley Beal.
Bradley Beal
Yeah.
is the only one I can really
I
think
think
of.
so. I'm going to go with you. Wizards on the road. Bradley Beal's going to get it done. The Suns playing the Pistons.
This is going to be a long shot, but this will be my sleeper pick, and I'll go with the Pistons at home.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
I got to take the Suns. The Pistons. Oh, what was it I was watching the other night? I think it was Cade Cunningham, I believe. I don't remember what the play was, but he's really good. And the Pistons, a lot of young talent, but I think the Suns with Chris Paul, Devin Booker, DeAndre Ayton, I think they're going to go on the road and get it done.
That is hard to go against.
Clippers playing the Knicks.
Honestly, I couldn't tell you who's even on the Clippers anymore.
Injury. Nobody.
And the Knicks have Julius Randle, who is
Yeah.
playing very well right now, so I'll take the Knicks at Madison.
And they have RJ Barrett, so I'm going to take the Knicks. Trailblazers playing the Bulls.
Well, in that case,
here comes Kobe
I'll
White.
go with the Bulls then with Kobe White. I do like that matchup anyway.
Yeah, I'm going to take the Bulls, even though they got Carolina players there. Zach LaVine and Vucevic have looked really good
Yes,
together
they have.
there. So I'm going to take the Bulls at home. He playing the Bucks.
This is a very good matchup for the limited NBA I watch. But you got Giannis versus Jimmy Buckets.
Yeah.
I'm going to go with the Bucks here, even though I want to take Jimmy B. I think Giannis is just going to be too much for him.
Yeah. I was going to go with the Bucks anyways, but I thought of another great reason because Grayson Allen plays there.
That's a good reason why I should not pick them. But just for the fact that he probably plays like 30 seconds a game before he trips somebody, we'll go with the Bucks anyway.
Sure, we'll go with the Bucks, but different reason, but same person. Lakers and the Pelicans.
Oh, well, this isn't going to be much of a matchup here, but the Lakers you just never know about. For as much talent as what they've got,
Yeah.
I like the Pelicans here. Here's another sleeper pick right there, the Pelicans.
Yeah, last time the Lakers went on the road against the Celtics, LeBron got hit. He was very mad about the no call. I think the Pelicans handle them at home. Brandon Ingram, Zion,
Yeah,
Frank Jackson, all the Duke players are going to show up in
there
that
are
game.
a lot of Duke guys on that team.
But, I think LeBron will keep it close, but I think the Pelicans at home, they'll get that win. Rockets playing the Thunder.
Rockets. No reason why. I'm just going with the Rockets.
Very strongly with the Rockets.
Although the Thunder do have Shai Alexander, right?
Yeah.
He is very good, but I'll take the Rockets here.
The Rockets have, Jalen Green. Who was the rookie they picked up this year in the draft? They had the 4th overall pick. I can't think of who it was. I know he's obviously good, though, because he was 4th overall pick. But, I'll go with the Rockets. I think Jalen Green, he's sophomore year now, I believe. Obviously, you said Shea. He's really good.
Yeah.
But I think Jalen Green gets hot late, gets them on a run, and they win that game. Hawks playing the Nuggets.
Trae Young's not hurt, is he?
I think he's playing.
Okay, I'm going to take Trae Young then.
I'm going to take Jokic in the Nuggets.
Ooh, yeah.
And another reason to pick against the Hawks, they have Jalen Johnson, who I'm not going to even consider a Duke Blue Devil because he just left us. So I'm going to go Jokic, possibly another MVP season from him. But Trae Young is very good point guard.
Yeah.
Magic playing the Hornets.
Magic, I'm going to pick the Magic.
Cole Anthony.
Cole Anthony.
Yep.
Carolina guy, through and through. Here we go, Magic.
Go Hornets, Mark Williams.
Yep. How'd that go for him last time when we played him?
I don't remember that game.
You don't? Okay.
No, I don't really.
We might come back to that here later.
Possibly. Cavs playing the Pacers.
Pacers. Even though Donovan Mitchell has looked really good, there's just not a lot around him.
Yeah.
Pacers have Sabonis, who is going to be probably an all-star this year, so I'll take the Pacers at home.
Yeah, I think I will too. They also got Tyrese Halliburton now. Like you said, Cavs, they have Donovan Mitchell, and they have some young pieces like Mobley and who's the other one? Jared Allen.
Oh,
Those
yeah.
two. They're a big man duo. But yeah, I think the Pacers at home get that one done. Sixers and the Knicks.
I'll go back to the Knicks again. I can't believe I'm picking the Knicks twice here, but once again, Julius Randle's just too much. Going to be too much of a load for the 76ers, I think, especially at home, back-to-back.
Yeah, I don't know though. The Sixers with Joel Embiid. I'm not even gonna say James Harden because he's probably just gonna travel and turn the ball over. I'll take RJ Barrett at home. Embiid will probably have 40 in that
Yeah,
game.
that's true.
'Cause he's playing really well too. But I think the Knicks in Madison Square Garden, they get that one done against a very good Joel Embiid led team. Raptors playing the Grizzlies.
Ooh, it's a tough one for me. I'm gonna go with the Grizz.
Yeah.
Once again, no real reason why. I guess ever since Toronto ever left Vince Carter go back in the day, just have never been a fan since then. So I'll stick with the Grizz here.
Yeah, I'm probably going to go Grizz, but I mean, I have Duke players on both teams.
True.
Gary Trent and Tyus Jones. But I think John Morant is going to be way too much for any. I don't even know. I think Fred VanVleet is probably who would guard him in that game for the Raptors. But
Yeah.
I think Memphis at home is way too much for another pretty young Raptors team.
Yeah.
Finally, in the NBA, we got the Nuggets playing the Timberwolves.
These are probably like two of the worst teams in the NBA, aren't they? Pretty close.
Not the Nuggets. The Nuggets have been pretty good this year. The Timberwolves, though, they got good young talent, but
I'll go with Denver then. I just don't know enough about the Timberwolves. I
Yeah.
really don't. Denver's been established for a couple years now. Minnesota just always seems like they're kind of bottom feeders. So
yeah.
I'll take Denver.
Yeah, I think Jokic versus Karl Anthony Towns will be a good matchup, but Jokic is better. The Timberwolves have Anthony Edwards, who just dunks on everybody, but other than that, I don't even know who the Timberwolves have. I don't even know if D'Angelo Russell is still there anymore, but I think the Nuggets, Jamal Murray, Michael Porter,
Yeah.
Jokic, I think there'll be too much in that one.
Yep.
So we're going to move on to college basketball. Let's start off in the ACC. Number 6, Virginia versus Virginia Tech.
I'm going to take Virginia Tech here in an upset. Virginia Tech is a borderline top 25 team anyway.
Yeah.
They're going to be very tough at home. Virginia just goes in spurts where they can't score. Granted, their defense is really good, but I think Virginia Tech will stretch them out along the perimeter, speed up the game a little bit out of Virginia's hands, and take that first victory.
That's really good reasoning, but the only reason I'm going against that is Virginia's guard, Kihei Clark. He's been there for like 18 years now.
Yeah.
Good veteran. I think they're going to get sped up, obviously. They're on the road against, Virginia teams here.
Yeah.
But I think veteran leadership there is going to lead him down the stretch, and he's going to take over at the end.
Good pick.
Number 8, Kansas, and number 13, Iowa State. Kansas just got a good one against Kansas State last night.
Yep, Kansas just revenged their loss to K-State. Big 12 is kind of loaded, though, this year.
Yeah.
Especially home teams. If I saw right, I think they're winning close to 70% of their games at home in the Big 12. But that being said, I think maybe the couple losses in a row for Kansas maybe woke them up. And Jalen Wilson is really,
Yes.
really good.
Yeah.
So I'm going to take the Jayhawks on the road.
Yeah, that's a good pick because, like you said, Jalen Wilson has been incredible this year. He's probably going to be leading that team deep in March Madness, as always. They have decent guard play with, what's the Harris? It's,
DeJuan Harris?
yeah, DeJuan
Yep.
Harris Jr. They got Kevin McCullough, who transferred in. But, yeah, I think Kansas will be too much even on the road there. Texas Tech playing number 11 Baylor.
Another sneaky one in the Big 12, but Baylor being at home, guard play is going to be way too much. They're loaded there. They're going to get the tempo real fast. They've got 3 guys that can just absolutely shoot the ball, so I'll take Baylor at home. They'll probably be in bright colored jerseys too, so they'll
Yeah.
scare off Texas Tech.
Probably. I think, yeah, Baylor, another one of those Big 12 teams that you never really know. I mean, could be really good one night, could be off, and that's kind of how all of college basketball has been all year.
Absolutely.
But, yeah, I think Baylor at home, they're just going to hang it out down the stretch. They got good shooters there, so I think against Texas Tech, they're going to win that one. Number 25, Auburn, and number 2, Tennessee.
The SEC, kind of like the Big 12, another good, really good, solid conference. Looking for the tournament. A lot of guys that are projecting 8, 9 teams out of those conferences.
Yeah.
Auburn coming off a big win, though. Having to go on the road to Tennessee. I'm going to have to take the Vols here.
Yeah. I think, what's his name? Oh, it's like Vescovi for Tennessee.
Yeah. Yep.
I've watched him many times this year. He's a very good player. I think Tennessee against Auburn. They've had a couple good wins this year, but I think on the road against Tennessee, they're just going to be able to pull that one out. Number 23, Miami, playing number 20, Clemson.
Miami's one of those teams that you never know. They can shoot the ball lights out, or they can not hit water if they fell in an ocean. Clemson's come a long ways since the start of the year from what I've watched. They've got a couple really good inside players that just go 100% all the time. So therefore, I'm going to take Clemson at home. Going to be a little bit close until about the last 5-6 minutes. I think Clemson pulls away double digits.
Yeah, I'm going to agree on that one. Miami, I've seen both these teams multiple times with Duke playing them. So, Miami, another team with pretty good guard depth and just overall, they have pretty good depth just entirely on their team. Clemson's home crowd though gets pretty rowdy when they when they get going. So I'm going to say Clemson there at home. They're going to hang on to that one. Number 24, UConn and Georgetown.
Well, Georgetown's really, really bad.
Yeah.
Really, really bad. They just got their first win here in 30-some games in conference play or something like that. UConn being a team that's been rated up towards the top 5. I know they can go in spurts offensively too where they might struggle a little bit, but they're going to be way too much for Georgetown.
Yeah, their center, I believe his name is Adam Sanogo, I think.
Mm-hmm.
He was excellent. Even in their losses they've had this year, he's always, double-digit rebounds, 20 points. He's always, even like 5 blocks a game. So I think he against, Georgetown, who doesn't really have much in a while. I think UConn, even on the road, they get that one done. Number 1, Purdue, and number 21, Indiana.
This will be a really good matchup. You got Zach Edey for Purdue, who is right now probably Player of the Year.
Yeah, he is.
But you have Trace Jackson Davis at Indiana, who maybe a little bit undersized compared to Edey, but that guy has secondary hops.
Yeah, I've seen multiple lobs right up at the rim. He just grabs it with one hand.
If he can stay out of foul trouble, I could see Indiana pulling this off, but I'm going to say they keep it close, but Purdue wins it very close at the end.
Yeah, 2 Big Ten teams here that have very good post players. Obviously, Edey, who is probably averaging like 5 blocks a game at this point, probably has double-doubles at least 10 times on the year. Trace Jackson Davis, though, he is a very good player, right up there with Edey as well.
Yep.
Like you said, the hops are amazing.
Yeah.
He just dunks it whenever he feels like it. It's going to be a very close game. I think Edey is going to be able to get under Jackson Davis's skin. He's going to get in foul trouble, I believe. And Edey will too, but they're both going to be in the game late. I think Edey does enough for Purdue to win this one.
I agree.
Number 10, Texas. Number 7, Kansas State.
Okay, so can K-State recover from a loss against Kansas? Texas coming in. I think K-State is going to feel a little bit of a hangover and drop another one to another really good team. Don't get me wrong, Texas is going to be really solid, but I'm going to take Texas on the road.
Yeah, Texas is another team that their guards, I believe Marcus Carr and is it Timmy or Teddy Allen? I don't remember which one. Timmy. Yeah, those two have been there for a while. Kansas State, though, I thought they were really going to be excellent. They've been pretty good this year, but that loss with Kansas now, obviously Kansas is a good team, but I think just back at home, they're going to really feel like this one they're going to have to win. But Texas is going to get in there with that leadership. They're going to win it on the road. Yeah. This is a pretty weird one because the WCC is this conference with Gonzaga. They got number 12 Gonzaga and number 18 St. Mary's. Gonzaga lost that weird one early in the year to, I don't even know who because I've never heard of them.
Yep. Gonzaga is slowly figuring things out. Obviously, Drew Timme is a very good ball player. Another guy that feels like he's been in college for about 15 years.
Yeah.
But out there in that West Coast Conference, I'm going to take St. Mary's. It's a tough place to play. They're generally around the top 25 anyway. They usually make some noise in the tournament. I think they're going to see this as a feather they put in their hat by knocking off Gonzaga, and I think they'll get it done at home.
Yeah, because last year they beat them at home too, I believe.
Yep, I think so.
So, I mean, Gonzaga's going to have that in the back of their mind. They've had already a loss in their conference. They're not the top 3 team that they
Right.
always are this year. I mean, they still have the leadership of Timmy, Julian Strother. They've got Nemhard's not there anymore, I believe. He went
No,
to the
they're
draft.
gone. Yeah.
Yeah. The depth isn't really there for Gonzaga as much as it has been. Obviously, like I said, the leadership with Timmy. But, St. Mary's at home really looks like a good pick, and I'm going to go with it as well. I mean, I can't tell you who St. Mary's has, but they're always...
I couldn't either,
Yeah,
to
I
be
mean,
honest, but
They pulled it off last year, and Gonzaga already has that back of their mind. I think St. Mary's is going to get this one. And, of course, best game of the weekend, Carolina playing Duke.
Carolina Duke, the best rivalry in sports.
Yeah.
Nothing like it. I saw NC State was running their mouths earlier this week about some big game they had, and they thought it was the best one. And people just slammed them for it because nobody likes NC State anyway. But this is I believe, the 5th time in the history of this matchup that neither team is ranked.
Yeah, that's...
There's a lot on the line for both teams. Both sitting about similar records, both hanging around kind of the top 25. Big expectations at the beginning of the year. Carolina's in the almost exact same spot as what they were last year, and we know what happened in those 2 games.
Yeah.
It's going to be a big environment, obviously. People are going to be camped out at Cameron for 48 hours trying to get in there as students, but
Yeah.
once again, Dukies go home a little sad, and this time, it's not a Coach K farewell, it's Coach Shire's time to say, oh, this is what the Tar Heels are really like. So, real close, but I think Carolina, Baycott, obviously going to have a big game. I think Caleb Love is going to finally get out of his shooting slump. RJ Davis obviously is a handful, but I think Caleb Love is going to see that matchup again and see that Duke blue and just start throwing the daggers.
Of course, I mean, we all know what happened tournament time last year, but I know for sure that's in Jeremy Roach's head. All of that game, everything that was on the line, obviously Coach K, stuff like that. And I guarantee you that's why he came back this year.
Yeah,
He wants to revenge that moment right there. And, basically a fresh group of guys for us. I mean, about 2 returning people that really played last year. But I think Filipowski on the inside, Lively's going to get in there on Baycott. We got shooters like Proctor. Filipowski can shoot it. Mitchell is okay. My problem, though, is Derek Whitehead. I think he's still out. I think he'll
he's
be out
Yep.
by that time. We look great against Georgia Tech. We beat them by like 43, but Georgia Tech's not really.
Right.
Of course, Duke's going to win it at home. The Cameron Crazies are going to get going wild, and Roach is just he's going to hit the shot this time. It's guaranteed at home. I know he's going to have in his mind, he's already dealt with, I believe he had a toe injury earlier in the season. The young guys might be a problem, but they're going to step it up in the end. Duke's going to get it done. Very close game as always, and Duke's going to go 1-0 and just start the season
All right.
against them.
We'll see how that turns out. We'll be back next week for it.
Yeah.
We'll revisit it.
Yeah. Thanks for coming on this week.
You betcha.
And thank you guys for tuning in to today's Summerlin Bobcast.
It was good. Jay Quan here, Jay's Potty. We got special guest Michael Canning. Got Sam Cheatham. He was on here last time, so why don't we get started with a few questions, boys?
Yeah.
Let's do it. If you could change your name for a day, what would it be?
Drake.
Solid.
Demetrius.
I probably have to say Jaquise. I think it's a nice looking name.
Jaquez.
What is a foreign language you'd like to master?
My cat's name.
No,
French. I think French would be cool.
Like Japanese, like that, like all those like signs, I like to read Japanese.
Chinese.
Yeah.
Japanese.
Chinese, Japanese, same thing.
yeah, definitely probably French for Sam and I really like that. I'm really trying to get into that, so when I go with her, it'll be nice. What's TV series you'd just watch several times? Like you can just watch it over and over.
Outer Banks.
The Office, Impractical Jokers, Outer Banks,
Yeah,
say,
Practical
All
Jokers.
American.
I couldn't watch
see,
that.
All American, it went downhill for me.
So like the first couple
Yeah, the
seasons.
first couple seasons
Yeah,
was
I could
really
watch
good.
the first couple seasons.
I have to say OBX, Stranger Things, and it's probably it. Scrubs. Scrubs is a good show if you ever watched it.
And Friends too. Friends.
Friends,
The Office.
Friends.
Honestly, I haven't watched that. Is it good?
It's
Friends?
really good. It's really fun.
It's funny.
Put that one. Which store would you like to shop if you could shop at one store the rest of your life?
Sam's Club has everything.
Like for clothes too.
Facts.
I'd
I'd say Shields for me. It's got everything. Food. Clothes.
Yeah, I'd say Shields. Yeah. Shields are like Costco or something.
Yeah.
Solid.
I don't know if Costco's. Yeah, Costco's everything. Yeah.
Would you say you're a good driver?
Sometimes. Most of the time I would.
I'd say I'm a pretty good driver. I kind of
I
like
haven't gotten a
everyone.
wreck yet, so
Me
Yeah.
either.
Me neither.
you've hit a couple bigger though.
It's not a wreck though.
Personally, I'm a safe driver. Everyone knows that. Seatbelts all the time. If you're in the front seat, seatbelt.
Yes, sir.
If you know the routine, go like this, put that sucker on.
Mm-hmm.
What was the first book you ever read as a child?
I don't remember.
Gosh.
I probably might have to say like Fly Guy.
The one, the
I
one,
remember Fly
Fly
Guy.
Guy was cold.
the one I remember most is Magic Treehouse. I used to read those all the time.
I remember reading this book. It was like a tractor, and the tractor could like
Yeah,
talk.
like
Otis. It's called Otis. I didn't know Otis. It was a good book. I read that.
I really liked Little House on the Prairie. Easy AR points for me. You guys never read that?
I hated Little House.
I did not like
I
it.
loved it.
We read it as a reading book in 5th grade.
Cool. What's a certain product you couldn't live without?
Soap.
I was gonna say shampoo.
Soap.
Soap.
I'd honestly have to say deodorant. Deodorant. So
I could live without it.
I could live
You have
without it.
sprays.
yeah,
yeah.
but like
You have body wash. Body wash will clean it. You know?
Yeah.
I guess you could, but it
You
might
could,
smell
yeah.
a little bit.
what is the best villain movie? Movie villain. What is the best movie villain?
Joker. Without a doubt.
Walter White.
Vecna.
Vecna.
I don't know. He just speaks, bro. It just hits different.
I
Hits
don't
home.
know who that is.
It's in the Stranger Things.
Stranger Things.
Oh, okay.
Would you rather cook or eat at a restaurant?
Cook at a restaurant or eat at a restaurant? I'd rather eat.
Wait.
Obviously.
Would you rather cook or eat at a restaurant?
Oh, cook at home or eat at a restaurant?
Yeah.
Oh, eat at a restaurant.
I don't know. Homemade food hits. I'm going homemade food. Because I can cook. I like cooking.
What's your favorite thing to cook for yourself?
I don't know. There's a lot.
You don't have a favorite? Barbecue?
No. I'd probably go with a hamburger. It's easy, but it's cooking.
Touche. If you could be any type of object, what would you like to be?
I don't know. Any type of object.
A water bottle. Just.
What? I'd like to be a plane.
Like.
Just fuel up, drink a little bit, go fly.
Yeah.
I honestly, I wouldn't want to be a plane or a car.
Those bugs
It's like-
would hurt. Those rocks would hurt.
Rocks in the air.
Oh, I was thinking of a car. I was thinking of a car.
Birds would be hitting you all the time.
Bah.
You wouldn't feel it, obviously.
Yes,
It's your
you
body.
You'd feel
It
it.
doesn't hurt the plane. It wouldn't hurt you.
It does hurt. The
It does
plane.
hurt the plane because it like
Hits the plane. You know?
obviously
the plane,
hurt.
the plane would break.
No.
Well, I'm telling
Does a
you,
bruise hurt you?
Yes.
Does it break you?
Yes, it can.
How? How can a bruise break you? It's just like a bruise.
Okay. So
I'd probably
it
have to
wouldn't hurt.
be a nice basketball, so people could just pull me all the time. I'm always bouncing on the hoops.
Players all the time. Nice.
Alright. What is your all-time favorite song?
Probably him on the weekend. Just,
Say what?
him of the weekend. By. Who's it by? I don't know. I can't remember who's it by.
I'd probably have to say, like, back in the day, I used to listen to it on repeat. Honey, I'm Good.
Oh my god. I remember that song.
I probably would say like American Pie. That's a good song.
What is your favorite outdoor activity?
Hooping, probably.
I-
Or golf. Golf. No, golf.
I'd honestly probably
Golf.
have to say spike ball or bags.
Yeah.
Spike ball or bags hit different or something. Especially
Yeah.
outdoors, too.
Or hostages. That's
That
fun.
one. What is your favorite indoor activity?
Hooping. Basketball. Easily.
Yeah. Or basketball.
Yeah, I'd probably have to agree with that. How many pieces can you eat in a minute?
Pizzas?
Yeah.
0.
Whole pizzas?
Only
Or
any
a
No,
piece.
just pieces of pizza. Let's do pieces of pizza.
I think 1.
I think I
One.
could probably eat 3 or 4.
Maybe 1.
I think I eat 3 or 4.
3 or 4?
Couldn't eat
Are you
2.
talking like a tombstone pizza? Or are you talking like an actual pizza?
No, I think if I can put my mind to it.
Getting it down smaller before the time's up. I don't think you could do
No.
more than 2.
Like, you know how they be folding that joint?
Yeah, but you gotta swallow it and chew
Yes.
it too.
You would maybe get 2.
I think I could honestly get 3. Why don't we test the theory sometime? How's
No.
that sound?
Alright.
No.
Let's do it. What is the longest time you've had to wait for someone?
Oh, my mom used to leave me at the gym in elementary basketball. Not necessarily my mom, but I would just be sitting there waiting forever. And you know in Ewing how they have that like interest with a water fountain right there? I'd just be sitting there under the water fountain. Just staring off into space for maybe like 20, 30 minutes.
No phone.
No, I was like 8.
I
And
don't know.
Honestly, don't really know. Probably like up to maybe an hour, maybe.
Yeah.
What season best fits your personality?
summer.
I'm gonna have to say spring for me. Cause it's not exactly warm. It's not exactly super cold either. Like it's kind of in between, you know.
Yeah.
It's kind of a tweener type of thing.
I don't know.
What kind of business would you create if you had $50,000?
Kind of business. Do we have to create one?
No, just think of one.
Yeah, okay.
Probably construction, maybe.
I would.
I was thinking just make more money off that.
Uh-huh.
So all you really need is equipment, eh?
You wouldn't have. You couldn't do it with $50,000, but. Or maybe like a little like bakery shop or some type of shop, you know.
Oh yeah, I was thinking like a little like gift shop. Like go somewhere where like you sell souvenirs and like do a little gift shop.
Okay. I'd probably have to say like just like a line of just food, like fast food places.
Hmm.
You know what I mean? Like Jay's Pizzas, Jay's Tacos, you know?
Like a
Like a restaurant?
like a chain.
Yeah, like a chain of restaurants. Like it'll just be a common like fasty place, you know?
Yeah.
For one day, would you rather be a hobbit or elf?
Elf.
What's
Why?
a hobbit?
Because I don't know what a hobbit is.
I think hobbits like
Aren't they like the same
don't
thing?
they have like big feet?
I thought hobbit and elf were like the same thing.
Well, personally, I'd be an elf
Or is
because
a hobbit like a mean elf or a bigger?
I thought
Like
a
a
hobbit
mean
was
elf.
like a big elf, but I don't know. I thought they were like the same thing.
I'd personally be an elf because you know I know I'm working and stuff, but my boy Santa's just
Chilling.
he's chilling. He's
But
like
then on that one day of the year,
that one year I'm
he's
working.
putting all the work
Exactly.
while you're chilling.
Exactly right. All right.
I'd be an elf.
For last question here. What is the most useless invention of all time?
I don't even know. I gotta think about this. Something useless. If you really think about it, a snow scoop. Think about it. Like a physical shovel. When we have blades on 4-wheelers and we have tractors. Like, think about it.
How are
If
you
you
gonna
have
get?
it-
How are you
No,
gonna?
but-
How are you gonna get your porch? Your feet?
But what if you don't have a porch? Because you're the only person in our whole family group who has a porch, other than Alec. But like, think about it. You
How are
can
you gonna get
if you
close
have
to your garage doors?
with your 4-wheeler, and it's probably not going to be that much snow there because it's so close to your garage door. You could just drive right over it. Think about it. No, I think it's like.
But like,
It's not like useless, but it's useful. It's like I don't know.
But like when
You
you're
look at
using
every-
a 4-wheeler though, like it doesn't get exactly all the snow. It's like on the actual surface, you know. Like
Yeah, you can't.
you can do a more thorough job
with the.
You look at every single house in the city, and 95% of the houses will have a porch, and probably won't have enough room
for a
to have a 4-wheeler.
Yeah, you're right. I'll have to rethink of that one.
Yeah.
I don't know, like a.
Hold on. Let me get some real quick. What does this do?
I don't know.
I don't know.
What is that?
Avoid power lines and open wires. Wear safety glasses when changing bulbs. Oh, never mind. This is pretty useful. Let's change light bulbs.
Okay. I think probably. Honestly, don't know.
I didn't think of that. That's pretty smart.
That's a really hard question. You got anything? I think that's gonna wrap it up. Hope you guys have an amazing weekend and an amazing